Hey, are you ready to rediscover if your muscles can power a robot? Or if a titanium heart can buy you immortality? This morning, let's find out. We're getting started. The loop begins. Mornings in the lab with Keith and Marty. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab, where excuse
when something negative comes up.
Building muscle improves blood flow.
Nobody is expecting, John.
If the lady's saying that, you're just
to be entertained by fun over here.
How have I slept? Has my sleep been good? Is that it?
Hey, you ever wondered if lab-grown muscles, not lab-grown diamonds, baby, lab-grown muscles could power the next generation of robots? Or why titanium heart might make you feel like Iron Man, but with all that cool flying stuff. Hey, listen, we're diving into that and what's silently killing your mojo in the bedroom. Yep, guys, we're going to get into that this morning. Women's top 10 turnoffs are in. They're in, baby. Me and Marty are breaking them down, and spoiler alert, the constant dad jokes, they surprisingly did not make the list. Plus, Keith and Marty are breaking down Canada under the microscope today, not the 51st state. No, baby, we're going to break down 50 mind-blowing facts that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about maple syrup and politeness. And I think we're going to teach Marty a few things this morning. And the deep dive today, 4 daily habits that separate the high performers from over there from the rest. And spoiler alert, guys, you're waking up and hitting the snooze button 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. That is not on the list, guys. So I invite you to get your ass out of bed, get rock and rolling, and remember to like, subscribe, comment on this channel. And quick warning, this is an R-rated experience. So children, put the headphones in the parents and walk them out of the bedroom and sit back and listen to Keith and Uncle Marty to teach you all about sex education and bad words that might offend you along the way. Good morning, Tony Sawicki. Thanks for tuning into our show, brother. I appreciate your support, hanging out with us along the way here. And listen, guys, if you are... I just forgot what I was going to say. Jimmy, let's bring in Marty. It's the Keith and Marty show today. Johnny's stuck without the internet. So just the boys, the original boy wonders are getting after
The real show.
Yeah. So Johnny, if you're tuning in, fuck see you, brother.
It's the real show.
Yeah. Hey, Marty. So I got the text from Johnny last night, and I got to be honest, man. I felt like an Iron Man record was being busted. I could just see him chagrining when he sent me the text saying, "Hey, brother, I got no internet. I'm going to have some problems and I might not get in tomorrow." I'm thinking, holy fuck, because the guy just shows up every single second in life. And
it does, man.
Yeah. It's craziness. That's craziness. How are you, pal? How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
Good.
And let me tell you why I'm great. Jimmy, let's run the video, pal.
Uh-oh, what we got?
Jimmy, let's run. Oh, here it comes. He's tossing it up. He's getting it.
Oh, fuck yeah!
Yeah, baby. Carter's team won last night. Marty, we're going to the finals.
Let's go.
We're going to the finals, pal. We are going.
Let's go.
Yeah. Overtime, Marty. Overtime.
So it must have been a good game.
Dude, Uncle Keith here got a few extra gray hairs on his beard this morning. Good morning, Holroyd. We won.
Those are the best games.
Oh, man. It was crazy, brother. It was fucking crazy, man. It was best of 5 series. They won in overtime. They are now on to the finals. The finals begin tomorrow. At a little community called Brandon, which is about a 2.5 hour drive west of my house. Marty, you've been here before. So I get on the highway and I literally drive west. I make one turn. I literally could put Tesla full self drive on my car and just close my eyes and just drive straight. It's funny how that works, actually.
Do you ever use that?
I use it sometimes. Yeah, I don't drive them. I don't drive as much because I don't leave the compound very much. But
Yeah.
I do enjoy it. Yeah, 100%. Good morning, Denki. I see you there in the comments. Welcome to Mornings Live with Keith and Friends. You got Keith and Marty here. Good morning, Mr. Wolf. I see you there as well. This is a live morning show channel here. We're talking about content that gets you out of bed and gets your ass in gear and so forth. I'm Keith Bilous and I'm here with Christopher Martin, CMartyFit. Marty, it's you mentioned a couple days ago that you have interest in a Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, man. Tell me about that, because as we know, the Tesla world is being shocked and rocked around America, around the internet these days. Yet you're standing out saying, "I want to get a Cybertruck." Tell me about that.
Yeah, man. I like how it looks. You know,
Yes.
I always wanted to try an electric car.
Yes.
Not my first choice, but hey, you know, we only live once.
Yeah.
And it's different. You know, most people are like, I think it's ugly. I don't like Elon Musk. Amazing. That means there's gonna be less of them being sold. So that could that'll make me more unique.
What's your POV on the whole hatred towards Elon and Tesla these days?
I don't want to get too specific, but I've heard a couple conversations. I think this is an American thing. They just, whether you like someone or not, you can still respect their accomplishments and understand that this person created this.
Yeah.
You know, they're a mogul. You got to respect it.
Yeah.
You know, this guy created SpaceX. This guy was he sold his shares in PayPal, went broke.
Yeah.
Building Tesla, you know, so it's you don't have to like him, but you got to respect it. A lot of people act like he's just some random idiot, you know, helping out Trump now. But hey, I understand if you don't like him, but I might at least respect him.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I'm on the same page as you, brother. I really am. And here's the funny thing is I think about this often, actually. Had I not contributed to that orange Roadster sitting in my garage,
Yeah.
we're not having this conversation today.
No, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
And a lot of people don't remember that if there wasn't 2,500 dudes that put their hands up to say, we'll buy the first generation car, because that's how he built the company, right? It was okay. Let's sell 2,500 Roadsters. Let's show the world that we can make an electric car sexy. And first adopters, early adopters signed up and bought the car, and then that money was used to fund the rest of the experience. So it was, So, you know, I find it. I saw a video yesterday. Some dude walk into his car, stuck his hands down his back of his pants, and literally rubbed his asshole. And then took his asshole and rubbed it all over the Cybertruck. As in,
come on, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you have nothing going on in your life if you got time to do that shit.
You're actually a loser. You're
actually a loser.
Like, there's no other way to color it. You're actually a loser.
You're actually a loser.
Yeah, not just a loser, but actually one.
Actually.
Yeah, if you're walking around, because here's the thing too, Marty. If you're around today and not recognizing these cars have cameras in them, yet you're still doing those stupid things, or people walk up to them and key them. Oh yeah, nobody's looking at me, dude. It's fucking camera
and the street cameras.
Yes, it's unbelievable. Holroyd, start with hybrid. I have a PHEV Jeep. It's awesome. Yeah, Holroyd. You know, I don't know, man. I didn't go to the hybrid. I went straight from gas to electric, and I have not moved away from electric. I understand why folks buy the hybrids, but I made the complete jump. And Marty, I'm
just gonna make a jump.
Yeah, so I have my name on the reservation list for the Cybertruck as well. I have not grabbed one yet.
Yeah.
I have not snagged one yet. You know, I'm just watching the market, and as I've joked before with Johnny here on the show, I'm not in a quick rush to buy a vehicle. I don't drive very much, so I'm good with my 1928 Jeep that I drive sitting in the garage.
Yeah, I freaking drive everywhere.
I know.
I gotta have my vehicle. You know.
Yeah.
like as you know, if I don't have my vehicle, it throws off the whole day. You know.
What do you got going on this weekend, pal?
What we got this weekend? Honestly, I have no idea. What's tomorrow? Saturday? I got something to do. I can't remember.
Well, that's a good.
It's always something to do.
Hey, are you still doing the less brunches, more crunches, like those open markets you did at the gym there?
I'm gonna start doing. It's kind of a weird time right now, so I'm like working on spring gear.
Yeah.
So once I get that, I'll be back doing it on Saturdays. Yep.
Very, very, very cool. Hey, Marty, Benzie drives diesel, man.
Diesel only. Oh, wham, wham.
What are we? What are we? 1928. We're gonna go backwards to diesel. That's funny, Benzie. Thanks for joining us here this morning. Hey, listen, guys, we're gonna keep getting into the show here. Good morning, Benzie. We're talking the man who survived 100 days of the titanium heart during the loop here. Lab-grown muscles potentially powering tomorrow's robots. I got the top 10 turnoffs that are secretly sabotaging your sex life, guys. Those things that we do in the bedroom that might turn the young ladies off are not working. So, hey, Marty, could you imagine your life literally depending on a titanium heart? And what I found striking about this one is that, our most recent iPhones are made with titanium, right? So you think about this thing, I got this iPhone on my hand, there's a guy walking around with a fucking titanium heart.
That's
so
crazy.
today we're going to uncover this groundbreaking story of the first man, Marty, ever to live 100 days with a fully artificial titanium heart before receiving a successful heart transplant. Now, this story fascinated me. We make a morning show for men, and we know as we all get older, our hearts tend to maybe sometimes not operate as they could. And as I grew up, a lot of folks went to like pig hearts and so forth. So this is not just a medical innovation; it's hope. It's about potentially transforming how we approach heart failure treatment and giving millions of men, patients, humans worldwide another chance at life. Here's what's really cool. Get this, man. A guy in his 40s received this thing called the Bivacor Total. It's a total artificial heart, Marty. Like totally artificial. Developed by Dr. Daniel Tim.
Scary, man.
It is scary, man. Especially when we see the robots walk around. You keep dropping these robot videos for you. Now you start thinking, okay, there's a titanium robot over there. There's a titanium heart, right? And this doctor, built this heart inspired by his father's passing from heart disease. He's like, okay, I got to solve this problem. My father died from heart disease. And this titanium heart sustained the patient's life that he put it in for 3 months, a world record, far exceeding the previous 27-day survival in U.S. trials. Now, it uses a technology called magnetic levitation technology, significantly reducing the wear and mechanical risks. But what I found striking about this is that in order for the guy to get the real heart, he had to live with the artificial one for 100 days. A question for you, brother. Would you consider adopting groundbreaking, never proven before medical technology if it meant extending or improving your quality of life, Marty? And then, second part of that question, how far would you go? How far would you be willing to go to extend your life?
I'm not going to be the volunteer. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not going to be the first one to do it. I got to see 1,000 people do it successfully for 100 days before I try it. That's just me.
Well, so that's interesting because I'm saying to you, Marty, you're going to die.
Yep.
Or you could live an extra 100 days if you try this heart. The key word being try this heart.
I think I lived a good life, man.
Oh, yeah. So listen, I'm all about opinions. We know that opinions drive conversation. I respect that. I absolutely respect that. You're like, no, so then I guess it's needless. So it's probably fair to say, if I said, hey, Marty, man, I got an extra ride to head to Mars next week. You coming with me? You're looking at me like I'm some fucking crazy white boy going, no, I'm not going to Mars. No,
nope, I'm gonna be the late one for that. Now I'll be the first guy to do a lot of things, but not that. I'm good.
Yeah. So this conversation comes up for me when I think about people I know that are going through cancer and are adopting very aggressive or unproven or scientific research cancer trials, like sticking drugs and concoctions and potions in your body to kill the cancer. And you're like, all right, I don't know if it works, but and it reminds me, it kind of makes me think about when you look at those bottles of poison that mom and dad were like, Marty, Christopher, you can't touch this poison. It will kill you. Yet you go to the doctor 50 years later, the guy's like, okay, drink this. It might kill the cancer. I don't know, man. I can't do it.
So you wouldn't do it either?
Yeah.
See, you got to think about it. See,
Yeah. So if you said to me, "Is a long pause? You don't make good radio with a long pause." You said to me, so Benz, you were you. You're not a lab rat either. Yeah, Ben's like, I'm not a lab rat either. If somebody said to me, okay, call it out, Keith, you have 100 days to live, or you can try this. Heart might make you live longer. I'm trying the heart.
okay.
Yeah,
I respect that.
Yeah, I'm trying the heart. Yeah. Now if they because if I know I'm done, here's my thought process on them, Marty. I'm dying anyways. It's like I say to Carter, you're losing the hockey game. You're losing 2-1. Like you've lost. If the game ended right now, you've lost the game. All defense goes out the window, just like basketball. You're losing right now. Like there's no point in fucking defending. We need, whether we lose 50-20 or 50-48, we've lost. So
but there's a way to lose, and there's a way not to lose.
Yeah, but you've still lost.
Yes, but when you think about this, might be a little corny.
No.
But,
Let's go.
Think about your legacy, right? That's just me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make those 100 days count.
Yeah.
That's just me.
No,
and when you could lose 50-48 and give it your all, put everything out there and be respected, or you could lose 50-2. Not give any effort, and now you're not respected. So
this is interesting because you bring legacy into it, and Holroyd's like, I'll take the heart, and I'm Holroyd. I'm with you on that one. It's interesting, right? Because I take the heart, you don't take the heart. I live an extra 4 days because I have the heart. You die within 100, and then both of our eulogies talk about our legacy. I lost 50-48, you lost 50-2, but we still lost, and society goes on.
No, I lost 50-48, you lost 50-2. See?
We're both not winners in that situation.
Hey, I went out with some pride. No, I'm playing.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
The only one up you'd have is if you were to get that titanium heart.
Yeah.
And it changed the trajectory of eternity. To where now this is a thing where people always getting it. Now you're extending your life by 5 years instead of 100 days, or you're extending your life
there's
10 years, 20 years. So that's you get the one up there. I give you that.
Yeah, I will tell you this though, brother. I will tell you this, and you can't, with all respect, you can't know this until you get to a certain age. And what I mean by that is what I'm going to say next.
Yep.
When I was in my 30s and 40s, I was very uncomfortable with death. But as I keep going through my 50s and looking at my family around me, my mom and dad older, and my kids older, and I know we don't like to talk death, but I will just say this. The idea of it, and the idea of reflecting on my accomplishments, my legacy, and looking at my children, I don't want to say it's comforting, Marty, because never comforting thinking about death, but there's a certain almost like peace around it going, okay, I know how life works. And so I'm bringing this up because I'm thinking to me that if you said, hey, you got 100 days or you can try the heart, there's a certain reflection of what you've accomplished, and there's a certain peace in that. And I'm realizing that, actually. Like, I'm realizing there's a certain peace in that, right? Like fuck, I was talking to guys like, my kid's 18 years old. Like, Jesus, where did that 18 years go?
Yeah.
Understood. So that's and Benzie comes back at what quality of life. Oh, that's a good decision too. A good question, right? So Keith takes the heart, Marty doesn't take the heart.
That's a good point.
If your quality of life suffers because you're stuck in bed or stuck in a wheelchair for forever, and I'm still moving, it might affect your decision as well.
Or what if I'm ripping and running and you got complications with the titanium heart?
Yeah, very true. Very true. And then Holroyd comes in. I'm okay with my death. It's everyone else's I'm worried about. Yeah, Adam, I feel like the same way, brother. And it's something that I'm coming to terms as I'm getting a little older here, is that I'm certainly coming to terms with it. But listen, June, before we get to the accountability check, and I got one more I want to drop with Marty here. Marty, imagine a robot hand powered not by wires, but by metal alone, but by actual human muscle. A company out of Japan launched a biohybrid robotic hand. I forgot to get the video for Jimmy here, but that was built from living human muscles, dude. And this might reshape the future of robotics and prosthetics. Developed by the researchers from University of Tokyo and Waseda University, this innovative biohybrid, so hybrid technology, biology type situation hand, featured lab-grown muscle tissue, called multiple muscle tissue actuators. So Marty, think about, how the muscles work when you have like those thin strands. Like these actuators were bundled together similar to sushi rolls to form the tendons. So they created this mechanical hand using real human tendons, and the design solves the previous issue of muscle tissue dying from inadequate nutrient supply. It can flex fingers independently, pick up small objects, and even mimic human muscle fatigue, requiring recovery time just like our own muscles. I saw this because it made me think about, we're talking about robots often on the show. We were talking about a titanium heart. Like, dude, you're a couple years younger than me. It makes me wonder what life is like when you're my age. And I'm sitting around at 70, 75, and you're 50, and like, what are the robots walking around in your neighborhood? Do they have fucking human tendons in their arms? Like, it's hard not to imagine. And I know that we kind of nerd out on science fiction stuff, but dude, like the Avengers and Marvel and superheroes, like, Marty, it doesn't seem too far-fetched.
You know what I'm thinking? What comes to mind?
Tell me.
I'm thinking that people who maybe are, missing a hand or missing an arm, missing a leg, they'll be able to compete in sports.
Oh, yes.
If you think, that's what I think of for, when you talk about this. And then the controversy will be, well, the muscle fatigue thing that you just mentioned.
We're going to go from transgender athletes to, are they biohybrid athletes? Are they athletes? Are they robot athletes? Are they mechanical athletes? Or are they human athletes?
Yeah. And if you can't get tired like a human can get tired, if you can't get injured like a human can get injured, why are you on the court with us? Yeah. So, you just mentioned the positives, but I always think about what's the negatives. There's always going to be some type of negative with technology as it advances.
Yeah. Well, and at the pace that it's advancing, it's just shaking people up left and right. So, all right, Jimmy, let's do the accountability check-in, and then we're going to come back with some fun topics and conversation around Canada. Yeah, for a true story for that one. Listen, 3 things I wish someone told me about leadership. All right. You ever caught yourself doing this? You hold your team to high standards. You talk about discipline, consistency, accountability. Then you let your own standards slide. You skip your morning routine. You push off the project you said you'd finish. You avoid the tough conversation you promised to have. You guys know, you know. I've been there. Yep, I've absolutely been there. And here's the hard truth. If you don't hold yourself to that same standard you expect from others, your credibility, the credibility you look in the mirror and you're so proud of, it takes a hit. It absolutely takes a hit. Words, actions, those actions mean more than words. So listen, here's 3 things I wish someone told me about leadership early on. You got to live the standard you expect. If you expect that human over there to get after it, then you better be getting after it. Don't tell people to bring their best if you're showing up half-assed. Because I'm telling you guys, your words don't mean nothing. Your actions, your example, they speak louder than anything you say. And if you expect discipline, I invite you to show it. And if you expect consistency, I absolutely invite you to live it. Own your mistakes, you guys, because everyone makes them. It's okay to make a mistake. But the difference between average leaders and great ones, those great leaders, they own their mistakes. Like Johnny always says, I don't need to be right. I just want the results. So fix them, move on. No bullshit, no excuses, just action. And finally, guys, here's the big one for me. Lead with love. Lead with love and kindness. Because, you're going to need you got to hold your team to those high standards. But it's not about barking orders. It's not 1920. And it's not about crushing people when they fall short. It's about helping them rise to the challenge and giving them the support they need to get there. Listen, guys, a good leader sets the bar. How they show up, especially when life and business and every situation's hard. People don't follow your words, you guys. They follow your actions. So as you get your day started, ask yourself this: how can I show up today as the leader I want to be? Perhaps instead of the leader you've been. There's something to think about. Morning to the Lab with Keith and Friends, the accountability check-in. Keith and Marty here, getting after on the Friday loop. Woo, baby, if you guys are wondering where Johnny is, well, I got a text from Johnny last night, and John's like, brother, and you guys can hear his voice. He's like, somewhere in the California countryside. I'm at a hotel, and I'm pretty confident that the internet is not going to work. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, it's all good for me. So there's no Johnny today, just Keith and Marty. But anyways, listen,
the real show.
Real show here, yeah.
This is we had a good thing going before Johnny came and messed it up. You can tell him I said that too.
Yeah, we're gonna cut some clips up and run it all week about Johnny wrecking the show since Johnny. You know, I gotta tell you something funny. It was really fun though. Actually, I've been having people like so. A couple dads from Carter's hockey team pop over yesterday and like, dude, I'm really enjoying your show. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, I really enjoy you and Marty and Johnny, and they always ask me questions about where you guys come from, right? And it's such a cool thing that when people acknowledge that they're listening to your content and that they're taking time out of their day to spend time with us. And I can't tell you how that makes me feel. Because we've talked about it before, Marty. We all have these choices. You can watch Netflix, you can watch The Avengers, you can watch whatever you want to watch. But the fact that somebody chooses to put you and I on, you, me, and Johnny on, and listen to us, and Tony Sawicki, who's one of the dads, is like, oh yeah, I listen to you guys on 1.2 speed. I'm like, holy fuck, man. He goes, you guys are awesome at 1.2. I'm like, geez, I never thought about that. But it's pretty cool.
It's probably me slowing the show up. Johnny could be a little slow too. You're a chatterbox. You can talk really fast. So it could be me and Johnny messing it up.
Hey, so Canada. You know, there's been a lot of chitter chatter getting at it for the last months about Canada becoming the 51st state of America. So I thought we'd have some fun today about some
I know y'all love us, man.
Surprising facts about Canada that I'm pretty sure Marty.
I want to add this though.
Yeah.
When it comes to sports,
yeah,
y'all are right there with us.
Damn rights we are right there. With a population of 40 million human beings.
Y'all are right there.
Compared to
I mean, Canada's fucking good at everything. I'll give y'all that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and we have, you know, the largest landmass of critical minerals on the planet, which I'll get into politics for a quick second.
Uh-oh.
That's the whole reason there's this kerfuffle right now in the world.
Yeah.
Because we're moving into a technology era. We're moving through revolutions and industrial revolutions. We're moving to technology. We're moving to a world of AI and technology. To power that, you need critical minerals. They all reside in Canada. So you got two choices, Marty, as an American. You can let China come over here and get it, or you can let Russia come over here and get it, or you can let America say, okay, Canada, you're our neighbor. We got to figure this out. Because all that landmass you guys have and all those minerals underneath the soil, we need that to make robots, to make technology, to make data centers, to power data centers. Because here's what folks aren't thinking about, man. I'm telling you right now, as we continue to move forward, and it's Marty, it's the fucking Avengers, man. As we continue to move forward in society and technology and space defense, and you know, obviously, and these countries start developing space technologies, where do you think the fucking power comes from that? You just plug it in the wall.
You got to plug it in the wall.
Yeah, right. So as much as we all get our knickers in a knot about how the world's changing, there is certainly something to be said where that it's all drawn around the fact that, well, you guys need our minerals, or somebody needs it. Because what now? I'll say this as a Canadian, proud Canadian, it frustrates the fuck out of me that I live in this country that has this prosperous amount of resources. We don't fucking do anything about it. No, can't mine. No, you can't get your oil.
Canada has the leverage right now, so
it's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, let me shut up.
Yeah. So you know what we're gonna do. I think, Jimmy, we're gonna extend this over the next few days here because we're gonna have some fun with this. We're not gonna get to all 50 of them, but let's get into some of this. So here, Marty, get this one. Canada has more lakes than the world's lakes combined. We got over 2 million lakes in this country. So if you
didn't OGG, didn't Maurice grow up on a lake, or he lives on a lake now?
He lives on a lake right now. Absolutely.
He lives on a lake now. Okay, yeah, okay.
So if you think of all the lakes in the world, Canada has more than the entire world.
That's crazy.
Canada has the longest coast.
So why didn't you take me to a lake, man?
Well, this is a good question.
What the fuck, man? You got to give me the Canadian experience, Keith. I don't like this.
Got to get you back. The longest coastline on Earth is in Canada. The largest freshwater
on the west side,
all over. So we got so on the northern part of the country, we have the coastline that goes up across the Arctic Circle over there, and then
okay, wow, I didn't know that.
Right, so we have the largest freshwater island, Manitoulin Island. We have the northernmost uninhabited place, Alert Nunavut. And hey, we are
The
home.
North Pole.
Yeah, we are home to 60% of the world's polar bears. So, Marty, you came to Winnipeg with me. We could have hopped in a chopper. I'm sorry, into an airplane, and it taken about I think it's half a dozen hour flight, maybe 4 hours north to Churchill, Manitoba, where it's the home of the polar bear. And
Really?
they come to Hudson Bay there, and they so if you're living in Churchill, actually, if you live in Churchill, the polar bears make their way through the town. So there's actual polar bear jail. There's you don't go out after certain hours of the night.
I was going to say, aren't they dangerous?
Oh yeah, they're dangerous, baby.
They're like the worst ones, aren't they?
So if you and I are hanging out in Churchill and we're gonna go for dinner, I'm saying, okay, Marty, we got to watch out because there might be polar bears over there because they kind of walk around the community, right? So it's a crazy experience up there. I hear
They come out in the summertime too.
I think they do when they're not. Fuck, I don't know.
Oh, I was saying I want to see it.
Yeah, there you go. You're gonna like this next one. Get your buzzer ready for this one.
Uh-oh.
The highest donut consumption per capita.
Oh God. Oh man. Oh brother. Me and Johnny got to get up there and save the world. Save Canada.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because I'll tell you why. They opened up a actually just when you were here, around the time you were here. I think it opened up just after you left. They just opened a Krispy Kreme here in Canada. Here in Winnipeg. And it was a big deal, Marty. There's fucking lineups and big news.
I will say Krispy Kreme is fucking good though.
Oh,
wow.
There's no question.
Oh.
Great.
Oh my. Oh man.
Here's my thing with let's get it. Johnny's not here, so we won't have to deal with it.
Yeah, we could do it today. Yeah.
We'll do this bullshit.
Yeah.
But dude, you put me into a Crumbles or a Krispy Kreme donut. Here's my problem. And
I can't do crumble though. I can't do crumble.
Really?
Go ahead.
Why can't you do crumble?
It's too sugary.
Dude,
it's too sugary, man.
That's fair. Ben,
go ahead. What were you gonna say? My bad.
I can't just do one. Like the idea of going to Crumbles or to Krispy Kreme and saying, "Hey, Keith, have a donut." I'm like, what? A donut? That's like a fucking bite. So I just like you got to give me half dozen at least, man. I got to crush half dozen.
Half does crumble cookie,
least, man. I'm thinking at least. I'm just thinking at least half of a half does.
Yo, if I'm gonna wreck my calories for the day, I'm choosing Krispy Kreme over fucking crumble cookie, man. That's just me. That's just me. If I'm gonna wreck my calories, it got to be some good stuff.
Canada produces 80% of the world's maple syrup, and we are the original place, the home of poutine, fries and cheese curds and gravy. You've had poutine, Marty?
Never even heard of it.
Oh, then you know what? I'm sorry that I didn't get you some last time you were in Canada, but I got to get you into Canada next time. I'm going to come back for a visit here. I'm going to get you some poutine. You get some fries, you throw some cheese curds on it, and then you have some gravy, brother. Oh, it is a salt and sodium extravaganza.
Oh my God.
All right, Adam Holroyd, the amount of sugar in one would probably kill me. Yeah. I'm into the sweets, man. I battle my sweets. So, all right, Marty's got the fit tip, and then we're going to come back and keep the show rolling, boys. Let's get after Marty.
All right, fitness tip for today. Sometimes on your fitness journey, you're going to have to work out when you don't feel like it. Oh, we didn't know that. We never learned that on the show. This one's a little different, though. So around this time of the year, I get allergies every year, like since I was a little kid. Yesterday, they were bad. Bad. Sneezing, runny nose, coughing, voice sounding funny. I think it still sounded a little funny. But I still got my workout in. And guess what happened after I got my workout in? I felt better. Now, granted, I was taking medicine. I was staying hydrated. But I felt a lot better after my workout. And sometimes you just have to push through on those days. All right? I didn't want to mess up my routine. I didn't want to mess up my schedule. But you got to do what you got to do. So the next time you feel runny nose, a slight cough, scratchy throat, whatever it is, you might just need to push through and feel a little better. If you're out here with the stomach virus, I would not I would not suggest that you work out. But there are times that you can push through and you won't regret it. and it's just part of the game. It happens to all of us. I'm sure it happens to Keith. I'm sure it happens to Johnny. Let's keep working. That's the fitness tip for today.
It's the fitness tip of the day with CMartyFit, Chris from Martin, every day, 8:30 Eastern time here. Benzie says, if I eat donuts like that, my less brunches, more crunches. There you go. Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
Scott.
That's awesome. Awesome. Hey, guys, have you ever wondered why some people seem unstoppable? And the guy across the camera right now, Marty, is exactly that guy. He's consistently energized. He's always laser focused, while others, you look around like, why do they struggle to get through the day? Well, today, we are going to reveal 4 essential daily habits that will transform your mental clarity, your physical health, and your overall life performance. And guys, mastering these habits just is not about productivity. It's about elevating your entire life experience. Better energy, sharper focus, stronger health are within your reach, impacting everything from that professional success you desire to your personal happiness. Guys, prioritizing your sleep and morning routines, consistent sleep schedules. We talk about it all the time. Avoiding the snooze button, boosting that cognitive function, and reinforcing self-discipline. Confession. Rolled over this morning, Marty. Alarm went off for about 3 seconds. I looked at I was kind of out of the fog because I have that big emotional win last night. I looked at my clock. I'm like, oh no, I can't hit snooze. I got up. I was like, go, just jumped out of bed, man. It was a moment there in my head, but it was, I didn't get to bed as early as I would have liked to last night. Guys, number 2, you want to get that daily physical activity and self-care, right? Exercising significantly enhances your mood, energy, and health, while intentional self-care practices like stretching or massage reduce stress and improve physical well-being. Marty, you got some stretching done this week? No, you get some foam rolling done this week, or was that last week?
Every day, baby.
You do every day, eh?
Every day, baby.
Yeah, I love that.
I got some really bad hamstrings and IT bands, so I have to.
Yeah, you told me that when you were here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
So I'm going to make an assumption here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you had those tight hamstrings and tight IT, Marty, does it affect your lower back as well? Because we know it's all connected.
Oh yeah,
you have,
all that's connected. Yeah,
it does, eh? Yeah.
And it's somehow made my calves bad over time too.
Oh, really?
I never had issues like in my calves and like around my Achilles.
Yeah.
And that's super tight. So I gotta I have to do a lot to warm my body up just to lift weights.
No kidding.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got some.
It's annoying.
Yeah, I bet. I got a story that we're going to talk about next week about.
Hold on real quick. Yeah. Remember when I worked out with you?
Yeah.
My lower back was acting up after that long ass flight.
Yeah, I do remember. Well,
Yeah.
so I find fascinating because I've been talking to a couple parents again on Carter's hockey team, and some of their sons were having some hamstring muscles. I'm sorry, some lower back issues, and I'm like, it's probably tied to the hammies, probably tied to the lower legs, and we often don't connect the two, do we? We don't think about how they connect, right? So guys, getting that stretching in, getting that daily physically activity and self-care. Of course, optimizing nutrition and hydration, eating those protein-rich meals, and of course, mindset and mental clarity, practicing gratitude, positive affirmations, and actively challenging that negative self-talk. And that's one thing, Marty, I'll tell you, man, the guys I was talking to yesterday at the rink, what they really appreciated about our show and about our conversations was that, man, Keith, you guys talk about stuff that gets me going. Positive content, affirmation stuff, gratitude. And the common theme from these two gentlemen was there's so much bullshit over there. Like everywhere I look is bullshit. That
it's a lot of bullshit.
When I tune into you and Marty and Johnny, at least we hear some stuff that's fun, it's light, it's positive, it's motivating. And the fucking funny.
They said it's too vulgar though.
Nobody told me that. No. Yeah. But
just play it.
Yeah, I know. And then I had somebody come to me. And then here's the point of it all. As you're doing your fit tip, I get a little alert on my phone and I see, Trump's preparing Americans for World War III. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, Jesus Murphy, dude. Like, let's just talk about mindset and mental clarity. Let's just have positive affirmations to start our day going and not be thinking about World War III, you guys. So as you're getting your day started, I'm going to ask you guys this. What 4 habits do you need to focus on first to unlock your peak performance? Because Marty, in our experience, I'll speak for both of us. If you're not doing all 4, you're not succeeding. You got to get all 4 in, man.
What say the 4 again?
Yeah, you got to get the all 4. Number 1 is sleep and morning routine. Number 2 is physical activity and self-care. Number 3 is nutrition and hydration. And number 4 is mindset and mental clarity. Now, you can make your way through with 1 or 2 out of the 4, but that collective, when you put them together, magic happens.
No, I agree. And I probably struggle with number 1, the sleep.
I know you do, because you
I gotta force myself to sleep sometimes, you know.
Yeah, well, you told me that. Yeah. And I was going to say, which habit, if you look at those 4, you've answered in part of my question, which I was going to say, which habit made the biggest difference? Which habit out of those 4 has made the biggest difference for you in your life? I'm going to make an assumption here that the biggest habit you struggle with is the sleeping one. If you change that around, it would have a massive transformation for you.
Yeah, Keith, I can go 24 straight.
Yeah.
I can go 24 hours straight, man. I don't know how, because I do a lot of shit, but I can go 24 like it's nothing.
So it's funny. So you get into flow state, You get right into flow state and you go. Yeah,
a lot of times it's I do post-production like yourself,
Yeah.
So I get into, I start making ideas, I start to edit. I'm like, I should have edited that. I could make a clip out of that. Let me record this. Sit on my couch and make a video. And then I'll be watching something. I don't know. I just get in my mind, man.
Yeah. I thought I had the story up for next week, but I have it here in front of me. We were talking about hamstrings. Have you ever wondered why your hamstrings never seem to grow despite the hard work you put into the gym? I found some research, Marty, that reveals why different hamstring muscles respond uniquely to specific types of resistance training. So get this, understanding these distinct growth patterns isn't just fascinating, it's critical for crafting personalized fitness programs. And what we've learned is that this could be actually the ticket to breaking plateaus and preventing injuries. Marty, a recent study in the Scandinavian Journal of Medicine and Science took 45 participants, so admittedly not the biggest class of participants, 45, divided them into high load resistance training, low load resistance training with blood flow restriction, and then, Marty, a control group. For over 9 weeks, they used advanced 3D ultrasound. Researchers uncovered surprising results. High load training dramatically increased the size of the semitendinous muscle by over 26% compared to the controls. Low load training with blood flow restriction boosted the muscle by nearly 22% compared to the controls. Interestingly enough, neither approach significantly impacted the biceps or the tendon volume. It only impacted the hamstrings. So so think about your own fitness routine as you're tailoring your exercise to target specific muscle heads, or are you taking a one size fits all approach? So this research really focused on what was happening, whether it's high load or low load, and how it impacted your hamstrings along the way. So it's interesting results in that one.
Yeah, definitely interesting. Hamstrings are weird, man.
They are.
And I gotta, might sound like I'm bitching a little bit. I feel like hamstrings has a lot to do with genetics.
Oh, tell me.
Because, I train a lot of women, and
Yes.
like some one girl I train, her hamstrings are crazy, but she's not like she's not the strongest girl. You know what I mean? She's not stronger than the guys either. So it's just kind of crazy. I mean, her hamstrings look good, but I think it's just genetics. That's just my opinion.
Well, it's interesting with hammies because we don't really see them. You see them, but you don't see them. Yet they're so instrumental on our overall body. We talked about lower back. We talked about functional strength training. But yet when they're tight, they cause you a lot of grief. Right. And it takes effort to loosen them and keep them fluid. Right. So, you're right. The hamstrings are an interesting part of our body that's we deal with, and the effects are obviously, a daily kind of thing. So, hey, Marty, have you ever, I don't know if you ever wondered this, but I found something. Many straight women, get this, many straight women prefer lesbian porn over conventional porn. Did you know that?
I never heard that before.
Yeah. Today we're gonna.
Never mind. But yeah, I've never heard that before.
Yes. Today, we're going to uncover the surprising reasons behind this fascinating trend, exploring the complex intersection of desire, identity, and virtual pleasure. So understanding these insights matters because it opens up deeper conversations about sexuality, authentic pleasure, and emotional intimacy. It can help women and their partners navigate their own desires more confidently and authentically. A recent study published identified 5 core reasons, Marty, straight women prefer lesbian porn over conventional porn. Well, women's pleasure. Lesbian porn prioritizes genuine female pleasure, featuring extended foreplay, clitoral focus, and realistic depictions of orgasms, where conventional porn doesn't, right? Relatability. It often portrays more diverse body types and realistic scenarios, making it more relatable. You look at conventional porn for men, well, we both know how that works. It's generally, Instagram models or OnlyFans models that, that aren't our normal humans we're seeing around most of the time, right? And then the other thing is there's an absence of degradation, right? Again, conventional porn, you have scenarios where women might be or appear to be degraded. Lesbian porn, there's typically a balanced dynamic, avoiding the male-dominated power imbalances common in heterosexual porn. And then finally, Marty, is that there's this authenticity factor. Lesbian content emphasizes genuine chemistry and believable sexual dynamics, right? So, and then there's this exploration without identity shift. It allows women to explore curiosity and sexual fluidity safely without redefining their sexual orientation. So guys, if your lovely bride or your wife or your partner is interested in lesbian porn and not conventional heterosexual porn, it's not suggesting because she's gay or lesbian. It's just that she's relating more to the content that's on that screen instead of the content that's heterosexual porn puts out there. So I thought that was quite interesting, actually. And when you think about it, Marty, it makes sense. Thoughts?
No, it does make sense. I was laughing because I've heard girls say they've watched porn before, but I was laughing because I remember this one girl a long time ago. She was like, "Yeah, I like big titties." Yeah. So it just made me laugh out loud.
Yeah.
But that makes sense. But I feel like sometimes, not to sound crazy, but some girls kind of like watching the rough stuff with men 100%, too.
Absolutely. So, yeah. I think there's I don't. To me, this article was more so as pointing out that if your female is not into what you're watching, men, I would not be concerned if she's like, "Hey, honey, I want to watch this instead." Like don't dismiss it. There's a physiological and psychological reason for it. So exploring sexual content that prioritizes mutual pleasure and emotional intimacy to enhance your personal and relational experiences. And men, if you're into girl on girl action, well, hey, put the lesbian porn on for your girl. There you go. You're gonna get the girl on girl action and you're gonna have some fun with it. So have you ever discovered something about your own desires that surprised you, and how did that change your relationship with yourself or your partner? Talk to us. Come on into the community and let us know whether you are.
I would be interested to hear John's take on that.
Yeah, me too. I would.
That would be fucking interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning, Amy Reiner. We're just talking
What's
about
up, Amy?
We're talking about how straight women straight women prefer. Why straight women choose lesbian porn over conventional heterosexual porn was the conversation that we just put to bed here. So
you know how Amy is. Amy will pop in and be like, "Yeah, I gotta go."
Yeah, I just thought I'll get a text later saying, "What the hell?" But there you go. Hey, we've been talking about curious facts about Canada, as I've been educating Marty on Canada here as well on today's show. Marty, Canada produces. Are you a maple syrup guy, Marty?
You want? It's literally. It's right on my table right there. I'm gonna go get it, but it's literally. I'm looking at it right now. Literally.
Yeah. Oh, Marty, I got a text from Amy Reiner. Morning. I love that. I have thoughts on this. I'll text you. So, Marty, we're going to continue the conversation next week with Johnny, and maybe we'll get Amy Reiner for this conversation. Whether And the conversation is why women are preferring lesbian porn over conventional heterosexual porn. But Marty, Canada produces 80%, brother, 80% of the world's maple syrup.
That's just, I never would have known that. That's crazy.
There you go.
Random fact.
Yeah. We have 2 official languages. Did you know this? English and French.
Yeah, I knew that.
You knew that
because when I coming up, we had a lot of Canadians come down and play high school ball here.
Yes.
And a lot of those guys spoke French. A lot of them were from Montreal.
Oh yeah.
Montreal is the city. Quebec is the province, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Montreal, Quebec. Yeah.
I just got a text from you.
Yeah, I forgot to send you that.
Oh yeah. Okay, we'll get that. Well, I can see the clip on it. I'm gonna want to run that on Monday.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, beaver, Marty. Do you like beaver, Marty? I love beaver, man. Oh, I fucking love beaver.
Are you asking if I like the animal or eating the animal?
I like eating beaver.
I don't like either one. No, I'm playing. I never tried it, so I can't say that.
Jimmy, do you like eating beaver?
You know what? Philippines, they probably eat some crazy shit over there. I'm sure they got some crazy shit they eat over there.
Beaver is the national animal in Canada, brother. It's the national animal.
And y'all eat it?
Well,
y'all gonna eat the national animal? Y'all some weirdos. What the fuck is going on in Canada?
I'm talking about the other reason we call beaver.
Oh my god, this guy here.
Hey, get this. Canada holds 10% of global forests, Marty. So 10% of the world's forests reside in my backyard. Think about that.
Forest, like
as in forest, as in
forest.
Bears and like the big forest. Yeah, 10% of the world's forest is in Canada.
I feel like y'all got a lot of rural areas out there too.
Well, look
like
at
outside of the city.
Yeah, look at what's the reason that Trump wants the country? Look at the landmass. He's like, oh, it's a beautiful country, man. You've seen Canada. It's a beautiful country, but you're right.
He wants to come there and build all types of shit.
Oh, it absolutely does. Well,
yeah.
I got this one. It is, what's this one here? Was it 80%, 90%? Hold on a second here. There is 90, get this, Marty, get this one. 90% of Canadians live near the U.S. border.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
Like the U.S.
If you think about Toronto and just I guess Vancouver, just that kind of just those alone.
Yeah,
I mean those are probably 30-40% of the population there, maybe.
Dude, you drive. So we could have got in the car and drove an hour and a half and been in Fargo, North Dakota from my house. And
that too. You told me. Yeah.
Straight highway. So just straight south of here. Like we are not far from the border at all, actually. So
I think looking at the map, if I'm not mistaken, maybe like Calgary was like not right by the border of the U.S.
Calgary's kind of in the middle there. Yeah,
that's what I thought. Yeah, but everything else is like close to the U.S. border.
Absolutely. Yeah. The CN Tower was the longtime tallest freestanding structure. I don't think that's the case anymore. But for the
that's the one in Toronto, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. Yeah. The Rideau Canal in Ottawa is the longest skating rink in the world. Yeah.
Really?
And
wow.
Quebec City is the only walled city north of Mexico.
Walled city?
Yeah, there's a wall around Quebec City.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
What about I'm thinking of all my buddies that played in Canada. What about Halifax? You know anything about that city?
I've been to Halifax. Wonderful city. I love Halifax. Yeah. I went shark fishing at Halifax, Marty. We went shark fishing. Yeah, I took my ICUC team. As you know, I love sharks. I fucking love sharks. So I wanted to do an experience. I was all about doing experiences with my team. I was not the leader that would take folks to a conference room and say, okay, guys, we're coming to a conference room for meetings. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, no. Right. So we would do events, right? So we would go shark fishing, or I took my leadership team to climb mountains, or like doing things where we can be productive, live life, and still learn. Like, you don't gotta.
So was all your staff in Canada?
All around the globe, all around the planet. So
all over the globe. Okay.
Yeah. So it was really cool is that we would convene in cities around the world, right? So like, okay, we're all meeting in Halifax for a shark adventure, or we're all meeting in Toronto for this, or so you've been to Winnipeg with me. Toronto, in many ways, Marty, was like my home. Was my starting point. You
told me,
yeah. So whenever I had to go anywhere, I'd fly out of Toronto because that was kind of my starting point, right? But Halifax is a great little city, man. A great city. Hey, do you like pineapple on your pizza?
I've had it before. It's not bad. Would I personally take time out of my busy day to order pineapple on a pizza? Absolutely not. But I've had it before. It's not bad.
Listen to you.
I'm just saying, not my thing. You're never going to catch me. Yeah, let me get a pepperoni, extra cheese, and pineapple. No, it's not happening.
The Hawaiian pizza, Marty, the ham and pineapple was invented in Canada. Yeah,
really?
True story for you. Yeah,
that's some shit y'all would do.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh. You know Winnie the Pooh?
Of course.
Winnipeg. Crossover there. Winnie the Pooh, inspired by Canadian Bear Club, and Winnie the Pooh resides and spends his time over at the Canadian Zoo here, just up the road from my house. I think I actually drove you by it here, but yeah. So Winnie the Pooh is certainly.
Oh wow!
Certainly.
Is Winnie the Pooh a boy or a girl?
A good question. I'm thinking Winnie the Pooh is a boy. I think Winnie is a boy. Yes. Amy
That's
Ryder,
what I thought.
Pineapple on pizza is amazing. I, for the record, agree.
It's good.
I do love.
Amy, it's great.
Okay, so Jimmy,
just not ordering.
We got the next one here, Jimmy, that we're going to give to Marty, and I specifically prepared this one for Marty, and I
specifically for Marty. Let's hear it.
I don't know if he knows this. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. But this might actually floor him.
Drum roll.
Basketball invented by.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
James Naismith.
In Canada, I knew that.
Yeah. You didn't know that, eh? Okay,
it's funny because every time I hear. Like when there was this big thing over the Olympics, all the Americans were like, y'all can't mess with us. We created basketball. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, nah, that was Canada.
Well, you think about all the great artists that have come out of Canada as well, right? So you think about, I'm just going to try to spit off the top of my head here, but you got Jim Carrey, comedian, you got Justin Bieber, you got Drake, you got, man.
What's my guy's name from, the fat guy, the comedian, actor.
Andy.
Not him. Oh, what's the other guy's name? Why can't I think right now?
I'm not sure. Yeah, but there's a lot of great Canadian.
Knocked up.
Oh, Nation Comeback was knocked up here.
He's Canadian too, right?
Yes, he is absolutely. Yeah, Seth Rogen, Canadian.
Yes, yeah. He's good. I like him. Yeah.
Yes, so a lot of Canadians that are influencing Americans.
Absolutely,
comedy and humor and entertainment. Insulin, Marty. Insulin discovered by Canadian Banting and Best, and the Canada arm. The robotic arm in space that was attached to the space shuttle was invented in Canada. And Marty, you know the IMAX? You've been to IMAX theaters and IMAX movies?
Of course.
Invented in Canada.
Wow.
Yeah, there you
I didn't
go.
know that.
There you go. Oh, Adam Holroyd, Michael J. Fox from Canada. There you go, another one from Canada. That's another good name there. Here you go. You're gonna love this one, well, no, you won't relate to this one because you can't really wrap it around. But weather and climate. The coldest recorded temperature, minus 63 degrees Celsius in Snag, Yukon. Jimmy, can you quickly do a check on that? Minus 63 degrees Celsius, what that converts to in Fahrenheit? Because I'd like to know that myself.
There's no fucking way.
That is crazy, man. And again, this goes back up to the top of the conversation. Canada, Marty, the third largest oil reserves globally. Hang your hat on that one, man.
Wow.
And in a world that needs energy, Marty, 140 degrees Fahrenheit is minus 63.
What?
140 degrees Fahrenheit is minus 63 Celsius.
100 and what?
Jimmy, is that right?
That can't be right.
Minus 63 Celsius. Minus 63 Celsius converts to 140 Fahrenheit. I'm not sure if that's correct.
There's no way. Yeah, there's no way.
Can you convert that, Jimmy? He's going to check it. Maybe is that right? Minus 63 converts to 140 Fahrenheit.
There's no way. Yeah, no way.
That confirmed. But third largest oil reserves. Again, if I can make this comment
Never
here, here's frustrates me in my country is that for forever Canada was all about north-south oil. Okay, we're gonna take care of our largest exporter, which is the States. Yet we have minus 76 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks as we know, Marty, Jimmy failed math, which is why he's producing our morning show here. So he did not
I don't know what Jimmy's on today. It's late over there, right? Maybe that's it. We'll blame it on that. Come on, Jimmy.
Jimmy's like, I'm not good at math, but I'm good at making the show with Keith and Marty. Yes, you are.
That's why you do what you do. Let me do the math next time. I got the math. I could have done that.
We are a major diamond producer here in Canada. The Jimmy's like, yeah, you're right. I'm not that good in math. Canada is the second largest country by area and consistently ranking amongst the happiest and safest countries in the world, although we've dropped to 18th recently. So we aren't as happy in our country as we used to be, but there's some fun facts, man. There's some fun facts for you.
I think America might have influenced y'all on that a little bit.
Perhaps, yeah. Just
because nobody's happy in America.
Nobody's happy in America right now.
Like me and Johnny are like rare.
Yes, I think so.
Like we're like rare.
You know, I gotta tell you, man. I bet if people tune into our show, they might be going, "Do you guys not know what's happening in the real world?" No, we don't actually. What's happening in the real world is it falling apart because it's not falling apart on our show in the morning.
Yeah, we don't focus on that. I mean, I think me and you do a good job of paying attention to stuff, but
100%. And I'll be honest with you, as you've probably noticed, I've been weaving more to the show here because I'm seeing, just like you're seeing, I'm seeing a certain level of interest in our channels, in our conversation, in people tuning into. Yes, we have our pillars, real positivity, moving forward, lifestyle, getting your nutrition, getting working out, and protein, not snoozing. But there's something to be said for some of the current events that we weave through the world that I think are fun to have a conversation about, right?
I do it on my show too.
I know, and it's fun to get out.
Yeah, I know you see it sometimes.
I fucking love it, man. I love it. Well, listen, I know that's top of the hour, which means you got to rock and roll out of here. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
What do you got going on today, my brother?
We got work and getting some new braids today.
Oh, you are? Yeah.
After work.
How long does that experience take you? Good few hours.
It's honestly not that long.
No,
but my stylist, she takes her time. She washes my hair, so it takes about 2 hours. Yeah.
Isn't that the best part, having somebody wash your hair?
Yeah. So I've had some people like, no, you got to have it washed already. I ain't got time for that.
No. So here's what I love. They go for the hair wash, and then like the hair scrub, like to scrub your scalp and stuff.
Yeah. She does all that. Yeah.
We were talking, we're getting your feet done, and you're like, and I'm like, okay, my anxiety is going up because one foot is done. When they're doing my head and they're moving through the scalp, I'm like, can I book a couple of hours on my scalp? Love
for real.
Oh man, yeah. We can do we can start like a segment here. A dude's like pedicure and scalp massage situation, man. I could sit in a chair and have somebody just massage my feet and do my feet and just rub my scalp for hours.
Yeah, I was looking at sports foot massages last weekend. I didn't get one, but I was thinking about it. It just didn't go with my schedule. That's the only reason I didn't get it. I was looking at that.
No bougie going on here. We just like to take care of
it. Hey, you know why I make all the bougie jokes? Because I'm bougie.
Damn right you are. I love it.
Yeah, I just play a character sometimes and get on you and Johnny because y'all are the older guys. But I'm bougie too.
I love it. Yeah, I love getting my pedicure done on my feet and love getting the scalp massage done. So, well, brother, you enjoy your day. Enjoy the weekend. Getting after it. Whatever you got going on here this weekend. I'm heading out to obviously Big Carter's hockey game tomorrow, and then getting ready for next week with a bunch of things working on. So it's all good. It's all good. It's all good,
man. I'll let you know what I end up doing this weekend. I'm gonna end up doing something. I don't know. I can't think right now.
I know you will. Hey, before we do go, do we need to have a conversation about what we've been talking about off the scenes here? Is that is that still
yeah
moving sideways? Is that moving backwards?
It's forward and sideways. So I'll update you.
yeah. I'll come knock on your door later, brother.
You're gonna be like, what the fuck?
yeah, exactly. All right, pal. Listen, you enjoy your day. Me and Jimmy are gonna continue.
Right, see y'all Monday.
All right, for sure. All right, Marty's getting out of here, guys. We're resetting the show here. Mornings Live with Keith and friends. We're getting into the second hour. Myself, I'm your host, Keith Bilous. We get after it every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Why? Why not? Got to get up. So we get up, give you guys some inspiration, some positive information, some positive reasons to get over, roll out of bed, not hit the snooze button, and get your ass in gear and go hit some audacious goals. That's the morning show. Mornings Live with Keith and friends. We get after it every single day here. Like I said, Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Guys, the first hour, we talked about a few things. We got Scott Benzie, Adam Holroyd, Amy Reinhardt in the comments here with us this morning. I appreciate you guys a lot. We talked about the man who defied death for over 100 days, chucking a titanium heart. And the question that Keith and Marty went through was, if you were faced with a decision, whether it was you have a chance to live longer if you put this titanium heart, or you're going to die without taking the test, or subsequently, hey, do you want to try some random cancer drugs that might make you live longer, or some testing drugs, or are you happy just dying on time? That was the conversation we had. So the man who defied death for 100 days using a titanium heart. And what I found intriguing about that topic, you guys, was the fact that, we're carrying around these titanium phones in our pockets, right? And you think about this titanium phone now, we're creating titanium hearts for people to live longer. I thought that was quite fascinating. We then got into lab growing muscle. Yeah, humans, they're how can I say this? Researchers have developed robotic arms and hands, but the tendons in them are human. So they're biohybrid robotic arms. So we talked about, the future, as you know, in the show, guys, we talk a lot about AI, software AI, but physical AI, and physical AI is essentially a robot. Can we imagine a future where the tendons in these robots are actually human tendons in these robots? We had that conversation as well. And then Keith and Marty dug into 50 mind-blowing facts you did not know about Canada. We riffed a little bit about some fun topics about Canada and why Canada is not going to become the 51st state of America. And we got into a bunch of things there. So if you guys are curious to know what some of that, longest coastline on Earth, largest freshwater island, home of 60% of the world's polar bears. Of course, we got, the iconic Canadian phrase, which is right? Highest donut consumption happening here in Canada. And the official sports, guys, it's not just hockey, it's also lacrosse. And Santa Claus's Canadian address is North Pole. Ho, ho, ho. And I was surprising Marty with that Canada produces 80%, Jimmy, 80% of the world's maple syrup. So if you're crushing maple syrup in America right now, I'm suspecting that maple syrup is probably costing you a little more money because of this tariff bullshit going along the way. And Canada is the home of poutine. So if you are into poutine, it originated here in Canada, guys. That's where the poutine came from. Of course, we got the two official languages in our country, English and French. And you may or may not know this, but we are under a constitutional monarchy under King Charles III. But here's what gets me, guys. We have this democracy in our country, apparently, that has a prime minister now that wasn't voted. Yeah, true story. So think about that. I live in a democratic country called Canada, and I have a prime minister of my country that never had a seat in office, voted seat in office. Yeah, so it's a wonderful constitution that we have in our country under the monarchy of King Charles III. But any civilian could become the prime minister of our country, just like we have here, which just blows my mind of how ridiculous it is that one day somebody can wake up and say, you know what, I'm going to run for the country. The guy resigns. The guy over there steps in. Now he's the prime minister. Yeah, think about that. So last week he was having dinner with his buddies in the restaurant. This week he's now flying around on the prime ministerial plane, and he's effectively the de facto leader of our country. So we want to talk about democracy. I don't know how much democracy exists in Canada because of that itself. True mother in story. Yep. The longest undefended border with the U.S. is here in Canada. So, I guess when I hear Trump talk about this imaginary line, there's something to be said for it because it is an undefended border. Although I know that there's now more troops on both sides of the border here in Canada and the U.S. defending it. So how long it maintains the longest undefended border is makes me curious. Holroyd, love those cheese curds. I do too. And Adam, when you eat them, do you notice how they squeak? That's actually always fascinated me. You go buy those cheese curds in a bag and they squeak. They're like squeaky cheese curds. Jimmy, you've had cheese curds, man? I'm curious, Jimmy. You got cheese curds there in the Philippines, and Jimmy, have you had poutine? I would love to know if you've had poutine. We also talked about that there's a reindeer migration here in Canada that's larger than Africa's wild beast. Yeah, so if you guys hear about the African wild beast, the reindeer migration is bigger. And Adam, yeah, is that a freshness thing? I don't know, man. I just know that when I've taken cheese curds out of the bag, they squeak, and it's like, wow, that's quite interesting to me. It's like they're plastic in many ways, right? So, anyways, we got that big conversation about and Hawaiian pizza was invented in Canada, and there is a UFO landing pad, guys, in St. Paul, Alberta, which is just in a couple of provinces older there. So, I'd invite you guys to check out the conversation we had around 50 fun facts about Canada that we broke down on today's show as well. I did have a topic for the discussion this morning, which was, where is it here? Let me have a quick look here. What's really sabotaging your sex life? Women's top 10 turnoffs revealed. Jimmy, should we get into that one this morning? Let's do it, Jimmy. Let's get it. Let's have the conversation right now, Jim. That what's really sabotaging? Jimmy's just all, yeah. Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. What's really sabotaging your sex life, you guys? Women's turnoffs revealed. All right. Have you ever wondered what might silently be sabotaging your intimacy? So today, we're going to dive into the biggest bedroom turnoffs for women, unveiling, ears up, the hidden mistakes that might be, could be, maybe affecting your love life. So why does this matter? Because understanding these turnoffs can significantly improve your intimacy, enhance your trust, and maybe, Jimmy, create stronger emotional connections. Guys, I found this, that Amy. Amy, great show. Got to run. Love learning about Canada. I'm a fan of yours too, Amy. And oh my God, I wish I could stay for the sabotage conversation. Amy, you rock and roll. I'll continue this with the boys next week. But guys, I'm going to, only top 10. There's probably a lot more. Listen, recent studies from a website that I've discovered, the Lad Bible, have categorized women's top bedroom turnoffs into 3. Jimmy, just 3. Amy's thinking there's got to be a lot more, but Jimmy, apparently there's only 3. Inappropriate behavior, hygiene concerns, and significant relationship red flags. So let's dig into it. Holroyd, you paying attention? Inappropriate behaviors include talking about past relationships during intimate moments. Now, guys, if you're hanging out with your lovely partner, your wife, your girlfriend, and you're thinking about or talking about your other partner or previous experiences, it might not be the best thing. And it might lead to some insecurity in your partner. It might lead to some anxiety with your partner. So you might not want to be talking about comparisons, or you might not want to be talking about, well, we did that before, or that happened before. It might not work, right? So just be considering the conversations you're having with that are including past relationships. Additionally, assuming intimacy concludes that once the man orgasms and disregarding the partner's pleasure typically fosters resentment. Guys, you hear me and Johnny talking about it all the time. We got to take care of our lovely partners first. If not first, right immediately after we're done. True story, boys. You can't assume the intimacy is over. Guys, if you're assuming the intimacy is over is once you're done, just go listen to another show. Actually, Jimmy, that's just it. If you're the kind of guy that is like, I'm done and I don't care about her pleasure, then get off my show. Go somewhere else. Go listen to an Andrew Tate show. Yeah, true story. Yeah, because here we want to ensure that our partner's pleasure is there, right? So that we don't foster resentment. That's what we stand for in this show. And then asking persistently if a woman is close to orgasm might just add some unnecessary pressure, which might reduce the enjoyment. So men, as you're having some fun with your partner, you might not want to be, being curious. We know curiosity is a principle here of the lab, but hey, are you close? Are you close? Are you there? Are you there? The more we keep asking, it might just be increasing the pressure, reducing the enjoyment of the entire situation. And guys, we talked about this before. Overly aggressive or unrealistic porn-inspired behavior might create discomfort. It might demonstrate a disconnect from genuine intimacy. And guys, think about this. If you're not there in the moment with your partner because you're in your head somewhere else, thinking about the porn you watched last week, or thinking about the porn you watched the week before, or thinking about the porn move that you want to do on your wife because you saw it, I don't know. it just might not get you into a space of pure, genuine intimacy, right? Guys, body odor. That body odor you have might decrease attraction. So you might just want to take care of the body odor. Whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, the body odor might be turning your female off, even if you think that you're fine. True story. Also, likewise, maintaining cleanliness and grooming not only signals self-respect for yourself, but shows respect for your partner, right? So think about that. We talk about it here, guys. If we're going to the gym and taking care of ourselves, it's not that we're expecting our partner to do the same, but what we're doing is we're showing our partner that our own self-respect is important. Going to the gym, putting in the effort, right? These significant relationship red flags, including admitting to past infidelity, might severely damage trust. So if you're getting after with your partner and you're talking about these kind of conversations, you might not be moving your relationship forward anytime soon. And secretly consuming porn might hint at dishonesty or misaligned values. Guys, we've been talking about porn a lot here lately in the lab. And listen, it's there. It is readily available. It is one touch away. If it's there, talk about it with your partner, right? But secretly consuming it, or I invite you to do this, go get a new partner. Go get a new partner that you want to watch porn with, or come talk to us on the show about why you're so interested in porn and not your partner. Like I said, man, you get a partner you love, you get a partner you're head over heels with, you get a partner you're so attracted to, you might find yourself just moving away from porn because you're like, no, I love my partner. I love my Lauren. I love what she stands for. I love everything about her. So I don't need to go down that path, right? Here's the other thing, guys. Sending unsolicited, explicit images might disrespect your partner. So if you're in the early stages of your relationship with your girl, you might want to be mindful of the kind of content that you're sending her over text. Ensure that you're having the conversations with her early. Ensure that you're having the conversations where there's respect, there's consent, and there's overall understanding of what you're going to share, because she might not be expecting the dick pic. She's like, oh, you're at that stage in our relationship now where you're sending me the dick pic over my phone. I'm in work right now, honey. So I would remind you and invite you just to make sure you're on that even conversational plane with your partner. Because guys, these behaviors highlight underlying issues that go far beyond the bedroom. And guys, here's the other thing too. Having pets in the bedroom might disturb intimate moments that the female might not be interested in. So guys, I'd invite you, if you're bringing the pet to bed, it might be disrupting the situation. So think about this, guys. If you're ready for improvement, I got 2 clear actions for you today. Invest in some quality self-care. Take care of yourself first, guys. And it's not so much about the end result of that self-care. Sure, that's the benefit, but it's going through it and doing it and showing your partner that it's important to you. And then, guys, the second thing, prioritize that open, empathetic communication about boundaries and consent. Why? You're going to foster a safe, respectful environment for you and your partner. Talk about it, guys. Talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. And listen, I invite you to do this. Have you unintentionally committed any of these turnoffs? And if you have, how did the awareness of this conversation shape your intimacy as you talk about moving forward? So there you go, guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's your number one bedroom turnoff, or what's a successful strategy you've adopted to maintain healthy intimacy? And guys, remember, intimacy thrives with mutual respect, thoughtful hygiene, and transparent communication. If you use these insights to strengthen your relationship, you will create, I'm telling you right now, guys, you're going to create a deeply fulfilling connection, not only with yourself, but with your partner. So there you go. There's some advice from old Uncle Keith on what's really sabotaging your sex life, guys. Yeah. There's a few things that are sabotaging it. Women's secrets revealed this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends. Okay, Jimmy, where are we after now, my friend? We're getting through it. I think we're going to move to the community corner. Yeah. I've been talking a lot today, Jimmy. At least I feel like I have been. I don't mind these singular shows every now and then. I'm getting my talking in. This is true. All right. Oh, I'm so busy talking. I forgot. I was wondering why I was still sleepy. I hadn't drank my coffee. Because I've been talking the whole time, Jimmy. That's exactly the reason why. Okay, let's do the community corner. Ah, man, cold coffee doesn't work for me. Remember how, people who drink coffee throughout the entire day instead of drinking coffee first thing in the morning, what the difference is? Yeah, well, apparently I'm drinking my coffee through the day right now, and it is freaking gross. But I'm going to drink it. Gotta drink it. I was wondering why I was feeling a little tired. All right, Jimmy, let's do it, man. You know what separates the visionaries from the followers? Uncle Keith. Yeah, that's me. The courage to build something great. Yeah, then you do it all over again. That's what it is. That's what separates the visionaries from the followers. It's called courage. But what happens when someone takes their passion for creating products and combines it with a relentless drive to make teams thrive? You know what you get? You know what you get, you guys? You get a leader who doesn't just build companies. No, baby. He builds cultures. He builds systems, and he builds visions that actually last. As I sip my coffee, take one of his earlier ventures, the B Banjo. Yeah, you know, banjo. Bing, 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 bing. He co-founded it in 2008, and he led it for 6 years, and then he turned it into a global leader in the video on-demand SaaS industry. The company, it was so successful, it got acquired by the TDF Group and still counts Hollywood studios and top content brands as clients. I'm telling you guys, this is staying power. But this dude, he didn't stop there, baby. No, he took that same energy to Carto. First as VP of Engineering and later as Chief Development Officer. He doubled the engineering team, introduced new systems, and set an ambitious product vision that drove real results. Now, this guy we're going to celebrate this morning. Woo, got to take a breath, Jimmy. He's the co-founder and CEO of Tiny Bird Co., where he's doing it again, building something remarkable from the ground up. And he's doing it with emotional intelligence, real leadership, and a passion for building the best teams possible. Jimmy, Nation, everybody tuning in right now, I want to invite you to meet Jimmy George Gomez Sancha. An entrepreneur, builder, and leader obsessed with creating products and cultures that thrive. And listen, here is why Mornings in the Lab is supporting George's mission, or perhaps it's Jorge. So Jorge, George, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name right. I see the spelling here, and I know guys that are named Jorge and know guys that are named George with the same spelling. So however it goes, I apologize. I'm doing the best that I can. Listen, I'm telling you, man, at Mornings in the Lab, we believe in leaders who don't just chase success, but create lasting impact. And Jorge's obsession with building systems that actually work and his drive to build teams that thrive is exactly what true leadership looks like. This guy's not just chasing vanity metrics. He's building real influence. He's turning his experience into action, into influence, into something that lasts. So if you're not paying attention to what George/Jorge is building, you're missing out. I invite you, follow him on LinkedIn, learn from him, see how it's done, and connect with him over on LinkedIn. And listen, my friend, Jorge Gomez Sancha, we want to have you on the show, brother. We know there's something in your world, your orbit is doing great things, and we know you know it too. Bring him in. Let's take the light, shine it on them, and move that forward in our community corner creator spotlight here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. All right, Jim, that's a good one, man. That's a really good one. That's a great one, actually. And I got to be honest, I know a bunch of guys that have the same spelling, Jorge, and they go by Jorge Gomez or George Gomez. So I don't know how to pronounce it, but I did the best I could, and that is where we ended up with. Okay, our next one, as you guys know, we like to do things also on the Substack platform where there's great creators making great content, creating great conversations. And could you imagine running a business, raising a family, and still training your body and mind to crush goals most people would never attempt? Now, imagine someone showing you how to do all that, not just with more discipline, not just with this and that, but with smarter systems that make resilience a way of your life. There's a guy out there who's cracked the code, and is helping high achievers hit levels they've never thought possible. The guy's built a process around pushing limits and learning when to adjust, because as we know, real growth doesn't happen from just grinding harder. It happens from making better decisions when the pressure's on. And he's proven it by coaching over 100 athletes to complete Ironmans, ultramarathons, and their own personal mental battles. This guy, 5-time Ironman finisher, baby, world championship qualifier, and the creator of Tribal Training, a community built around building grit where it matters most. But here's the thing, boys. It's not just about running harder or swimming further. He's about taking those principles of endurance and turning them into the tools for real life leadership. And you guys know how I feel about endurance. Endurance is the mind fuel, right? It's getting out there for a run or getting out there on the bike or doing something for a long period of time. Not because you physically can't do it. It's because you're mentally saying, I can't do it. And when you accomplish something with that mental endurance, that to me is the power of business. I always say to somebody, I want to start a business. No, go run a marathon, go climb a mountain, do something, do an endurance athletic sport first. Why? Because the power it takes to get yourself through an endurance athletic sport is nothing compared to what it takes to build a business. This guy is about taking those principles of endurance and turning them into tools. So whether it's guiding someone to find the strength they didn't know they had, or teaching his young son to fight through fear and keep showing up, this guy is the guy we want to celebrate today. And Jimmy, the guy we're going to celebrate today on the Substack platform is Ryan Dreyer. There he is. The Tribal Journal. That's where he breaks down exactly how you can build a stronger mind, body, and life. Why do we support Ryan's mission? Because Ryan's work isn't just about fitness. It's about building systems that redefine how we approach leadership, endurance, and personal growth. He's showing leaders how to take the principles of endurance training and apply them to their businesses, their families, and their lives. It's exactly the kind of practical, no-nonsense approach we believe in. So listen, if you want to know what real resilience looks like, I invite you to subscribe to the Tribal Journal with Ryan and start training for life. Ryan Dreyer, we're celebrating you today, brother. We'd love to have you here in the lab. We'd love to bring you on the show, meet you, and then take somebody in your orbit, in your circle, in your community, and celebrate them, elevate them, and help put a smile on that person's life. In the Creator Spotlight here on Community Corner on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. Okay, there we go. Yeah. I seen your note there, Jimmy. May I have a hot one later? What's that, a hot shower? Oh, a hot coffee. I think I'm going to have a hot coffee after. That's a true story. All right, guys. Well, listen, 90's up here. Wow. Sometimes I just can't believe how fast this thing goes. I'll tell you, if you ever want to know the value of time, if you ever want to know the how time feels, I will invite you to do a live conversation. So 2 things I've learned. 2 things you'll learn from this show. Learn how to listen, because true story, when you're doing post-production, you don't want to talk over people. So when you do a show like this, or a conversation or a podcast, there's no doubt about it that your listening skills increase because you're paying attention. You're slowing it down. You're wanting to find the next tennis ball to hit back to the person. You know, a conversation is a good tennis match, right? It's back and forth, hitting the ball, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The other thing that I've learned through this whole experience. What's up, Jimmy? What's up, Walter? I see you there. Walter, I see you there in the comments, bro. Thanks for joining us this morning. The other thing I notice is how you really quickly recognize what time feels like what 13-minute feels like for our first morning loop segment, what 13-minute feels like for center stage, what 13-minute feels like for deep dive, what 90 seconds feels like when Johnny's doing his lifestyle tip and I'm going for a piss. It's incredible when you do this time and time again, how you understand the feeling of time. Yeah. And when that date or meeting's coming up rapidly 24 hours later, you understand the value of time even quicker than that. So it's, check it out, guys. Do a live show, do a podcast. You'll learn 2 things really quickly. You'll learn about the value of time and how it feels. And you're going to learn the power of listening better than I think anything you can ever do. This show has taught me. This show has taught me more about listening than any other thing I've done in my life. Yep, it's true. Okay, well, listen, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna close the week off. Let's see here. We're gonna close the week off after I get the right button in play here. There it is, right there. We're gonna close the week off. Why? So we can get back after it. Get ready for next week here in the lab. Next week, Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. Another big week happening, 8 o'clock Eastern time right here, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. The only morning show to get you guys out of bed. The only morning show that helps you not hit the snooze button. We're telling you time and time again. If you want to get ahead of the guy over there, don't hit the snooze. If you're hitting the snooze, you're 9 minutes behind that guy. If you hit the snooze twice, you're 18 minutes behind. And if you do that for the full year, you're a week behind that guy. So guys, don't snooze. Get up and get moving. And if you need an accountability partner, you will find us here every single weekday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But Jimmy, not someday. No, someday doesn't exist in our calendar. It only exists in somebody's calendar who doesn't have goals to hit. So come find us here every single day, Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Myself and Jimmy, Johnny, Marty. Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. We're going to get out of here. Adam, Amy, Walter, Benzie. I appreciate all of you guys for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys in less than 72 on Monday. Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. I'm going down the stairs. Jimmy, let's get out of here, pal.